Okay, all right. Good morning. Let me get things all connected. All right. Oh, my Lord. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing okay out there. Nobody has joined me yet from my Facebook Live event. We'll see. Maybe I won't get anybody. Maybe this will just be something for YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube, you could feel free to just sort of go ahead, move ahead in the video and get to the good part where I'm actually making something. We're going to be doing a horse head, a portrait of a horse. Old college friend Jessica Vernon, thank you for sending that in to me. I am running out of things to draw. I want to do things that are images from people I know that I don't have to worry about any copyright or anything. So if you do have images that you would like to recreate, feel free to send them my way, one way or another. All of these that I've done have been from friends or my own photos, and it's been fun to get little pieces of people's lives and put them down on paper. I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer and see if anybody's gonna join me, and if not, then I'm just gonna do it, and we'll move on. In fact, I recently got the organization I work for got a grant, YMCA got a grant to do summer camps for the children of essential workers, and the organization I work for is the one company that they're using for vendors. And so I was asked if I would be willing to go through all their safety procedures each day to do summer camps for these kids of essential workers. And if that's the one thing I can do during this time to make things easier and make things better, then I'm going to do that. And so that means I don't know how many more of these I'm going to be doing. I know some of you have donated through Patreon, and through that I will owe you, I think, at least one lesson a month. So I'll stick with that. And by the way, I really do appreciate all of the donations that I've gotten. Every little bit helps, certainly during this time when people are losing jobs, and I've certainly lost work as a result of everything that's going on. So I really do appreciate those donations, and at the same time, don't feel like you have to donate at all. I am happy to do these. I've always said that making something is healing, and it's healing for the person that makes it, and it's healing for the people that look at it. And so when you make something, you are healing a little piece of yourself and a small piece of the world. So that's what we're doing. We are trying to heal a world that is in desperate need of it, and that is why I'm trying to do this, why I want to help other people learn how to express themselves creatively, and hopefully heal a little piece of yourself as well. So here we go, folks. Hopefully you have the image that I have posted. It's this cool image of a horse. And hello, hey Margie, hi Banu. Glad to see you guys here. Thanks for joining me, you guys. We're just gonna get started. Zora so far is a no-show. I don't know if she still is doing school stuff or if she's gonna join or not. But here we go. We're gonna make this image of this horse. So let me get things prepared here. There's our page. Let's see if I can just raise this just a little bit. All right. So, I've been thinking about this image and that head. I'm going to divide up into two separate shapes. I'm going to start with the big part of the head, not the snout. The snout we'll do second. And I see it as sort of a egg shape, sort of a tall egg shape. And so that's going to fit right in here, kind of like this. Yeah, feel pretty good about that. That's not bad. So you can see this is sort of where the jaw line is here, and then it kind of comes up. The snout is going to come out around here-ish, and it's just going to be sort of a U shape to start. Kind of like that. So go up maybe a little higher. As I measure it out, let's see, this is a little shorter. It seems like the snout is not even as tall as our, it's about that much less. So, yeah, it's pretty close there, but it gets a little bit bigger. I think this comes out a little further here. Let's erase some of these extra lines that we don't need. Remember, this is just our rough draft, so it doesn't have to be perfect at first. I think it's always much easier to edit something that already exists than to start from nothing. So already we're at a disadvantage because we're starting from nothing. So I'm just going to kind of, make the changes that I see it needs just to get the shape a little bit closer. Kind of like that. You've got this nice angle, the neck that comes down like that, and then it's going to come down kind of like that. You've got this little shoulder, like so. You kind of have this shadow that brings out where the neck meets the body. Hey, Jules. Now I'm going to come up towards the top of the head. This kind of comes out a little further like this, and we have an ear that is sort of a triangle shape. It's going to come out like this. Maybe a little bit big, but that's all right. Let's see. Yeah, you guys can see how I did the bait where the neck meets the body there. Let's see if I can just lift this a little bit higher so we can see a little bit more. That is pretty good. Okay. We've got this ear, which is going to come out from behind, and it's more of like a leaf shape where it kind of comes to a point. Yeah, kind of like that. I hope everything is going okay in your little corner of the world, wherever you might be. All's well over here. The weather's been nice. All right, we've got the mane, and I'm just going to kind of rough this in a little bit. Kind of comes over. There's like this strap that goes across the horse's head here. You can see this is going to kind of curve down like so. Let's kind of erase this line we don't need. Wow, look who we have here. Zora just showed up. A little bit late, but better late than never. Do you want to join or no? You want to say good morning?
Hi.
All right, so it's up to you if you want to join. And if you don't, then that's okay. You don't have to. Kind of lame, though.
I'll come next time.
You're going to come next time. Okay. All right, Zora's out.
Bye.
Margie says hi. So this angle was a little off here, and we can see that there is this eye that comes out right here, kind of like this. Okay. Let's see, I was on this strap up here, wasn't I? Okay. This seems to come just to that side of the ear. And it is this sort of frowny mouth kind of curve here. You've got this other strap. Okay, let's move on from that for a second. I don't want to do that strap actually until I have where the eye is over here. So let's get that in first. You can see the eye is a the strap is called a head stall. Thank you, Madeline. Appreciate that. All right, I'm going to do this eye. You can see it lines up with this one pretty well straight across, maybe a little bit lower. It's just to the left of the ear. I mean, you know, it's within, if the ear's here, it's going to be to the left. If it's, you know, it's kind of got a slanty line down to the eye here from the ear. And it's going to be sort of a sideways frowny mouth, like that. And then a sideways smile. It's pretty vertical over here on that outside corner. Okay, so the strap was actually pretty well placed, coming down like this. And then, okay, we've got sort of the top of the snout, and then I was already playing with the angle a little bit. You sort of have this, it's like a lazy S in here, and then it even flips back around and becomes sort of the bottom edge of the top lip. You can see it's sort of got like a little dimple in the middle. And then I believe this is the bit and bridle. I'm not sure. You can let me know, Madeline. Yeah, you can draw an alien horse, Margie. There's no rules here. It's whatever you want, you know? Here comes the bottom lip. I think the bit is a little even further back, more like here. And it's just sort of this metal little bar, and then you've got this ring. And it's kind of, it's more of an oval, least it looks more like an oval. And it goes like from lower left to upper right, kind of like this. And then, like, a lot of this lower jaw actually gets covered by this other strap that comes back around here. So let's see. Here's this strap. And you can see there's this little sort of metal, looks like an H kind of, right? Some kind of a buckle. And this is all really dark in here. So I'm just gonna we're just doing basically this edge of the strap is dark. There's a pretty big shadow there, but I'm gonna leave that for now. And then we're gonna come up to this buckle. So let's see, bring this down. You can see there's a little bit of like forehead that comes in front of it here. This is where the buckle is gonna go, kind of more like here, kind of under the eye. Let's get some more details in. I think this eye needs to be a little bigger. There we go. Okay. Nostrils, we've got to get these in. So you have one little like J shape that's going to come in here. And then on this side, you've got sort of this less than, greater than sign over here. And in fact, I'm just going to kind of make it into a boomerang. We're going to do that because these edges of these shadows are very, very hard lines. So I can just put that little boomerang in there, and then I can see that on this side it's just a big curve. Massive nostril, look at that, whoa. And then we've sort of it just sort of fills in with a lot of dark in there. But that looks pretty good. Okay. This is a little more vertical here, or horizontal, sorry. All right. This kind of really curves there. As I'm looking at the eye, let's see, I can maybe get a little closer. Okay, here's what I see in the eye. We've got this dark area in here. And then this corner is also dark. We've got a little bit of eyelash coming in there. I got a line that comes underneath and then joins it, and then another one underneath that. And that one is going to come up like that. And then it looks like, to me, that the eye is a horizontal line in here. A little bit of a curve to it. We got a hot spot right here. That's going to stay white. And then it's going to be a little bit lighter at the top. And then getting a little darker as we go down here. Okay, let's get some more of these details in. Okay. We've got some mane kind of swooping up here a little bit. Man, it is really nice to just sit down and draw and not have to worry about all the other little things that are going on in life right now. Let's get some of the stuff that is going on up here. So you can see above the eye, there's this little like curve that sort of brings out the edge of the eye socket, and then kind of curves up like that. We've got, okay, here's the part that comes up in front of the that strap there. And then there's sort of this dark area right in here, darker, right? Maybe I should start doing that. I can start to bring in a little dark here. I'm going to leave a little bit of a light edge. It's pretty dark though. A little darker up in here. Another sort of little shadow. Now in here, we've got a real shadow. Kind of comes up and then it starts to divide up in there. It starts to get a little lighter, but it's very dark through here, and especially right in here. I can see it's especially dark. This comes up right around to here. You can see there's that whole left side of the face is in shadow. A little bit of a light area through here, but otherwise pretty dark. It's always easier to go darker. It's not so easy to get lighter. So, although what you can do to bring whites back in, if you choose, is you can use like a white paint pen or even a white gel pen, and you can just bring the white back in. Just want to get rid of some of these extra. Find your darker areas for sure. And we can start nice and rough and loose. And then we can tighten. We don't have to be super tight right at the beginning. Just try to keep my camera from shaking too much. There's the lighter area. Okay. You can see there's a little bit of dark that comes in here. So we've got this sort of edge that we can catch that kind of comes right down here next to that strap. There's all kinds of little veins and tendons and things that are creating these ripples in the hide of our horse here. Right, eventually we can start thinking about the texture, because you can definitely see there's like a texture of little lines. Let's see, sort of got where the nostrils start. You start to get another little shadow coming off here. Don't forget, leave light edges, like I'm leaving a little light edge here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this edge here. Leave a little light edge. There's almost always some reflected light. Hopefully yours is starting to come together a little bit. Pretty happy with how this is going so far. All right, let's do the strap here. This has a real big dark line that comes down. All right, I don't want to deal with that buckle yet, although we do need to start to think about this part here. And like I said, it kind of covers up a lot of the jaw. This is no joke through here, man. There's a lot of little things happening, little straps and buckles and... Let's see, this is just going to kind of come along here and come up like this. Not sure what this is right here, but there's this slanty piece of leather that comes up. Okay. All right. Let's see here. This is looking good. Nostril. Here we go. All right. Kind of avoiding some of that hair in the nostril there. You know, I could add some more detail, but I'm just going to keep going like this. We're about halfway through. And I would say that's pretty true here as I'm looking at it. Okay. You know, there aren't a lot of like white areas. There are lighter areas and there are darker areas. There's the white hot spot in the eye, but other than that, everything else is actually like a middle tone or a dark. lips get kind of light, don't they? Right. I'm a little quiet today. It's usually a little more interaction with Zora. And since she decided not to join me, it's just me babbling to myself. It's way less fun. Just getting rid of those excess lines there. This gets a little lighter. Just kind of fades out. Down here we've got very dark right at the front, and then it sort of fades out into these lighter colors. Probably got a little big on the eye here, now that I'm looking at it. All right, it's looking pretty good, I think. I feel pretty happy. So this would be a good time if I had a lighter pencil that I could come in and really just lightly lay in these instead of, it's a somewhat soft pencil, so it's always going to leave a certain darkness unless I can really ease up on how much pressure I put. It's difficult to do though. All right, so we do have a shadow here. Gotta make sure I get these really find shadows down here. The ring itself has a bit of a shadow on it. All right. Let's go ears. Okay. Let's see here. So, this edge is dark. Let's get the shape right. Seems pretty good. You've got a shadow. That's basically this whole lower half of the ear. You do have a little bit of the mane coming in here, so I just want to make some of that. And then it's going to be darkest on the left. And then it's going to start to get a little bit lighter as you get up towards that top right edge. And then up here it's just going to be a little lighter. Kind of like that. We got a big shadow that happens over here. Going up into our mane. And then coming down into the head. And then going right to that strap. Okay. Just trying to get that ear shape a little better. Okay, you've got this real light edge on this side of the ear, so it's going to kind of come like that. Sort of makes like a triangle shape up in here. You sort of got a little bit of a lighter area that happens right in here. Give yourself a light edge. It kind of comes down to about here, the dark, and then you get these like, they're like little ripples that kind of come across the ear. those extra lines there. Okay. There's like this dark little triangle that fits in here. Okay, let's start doing some of these shadows, because this sort of brings out the edge of the head as it meets the neck right in here. Definitely a little bit of a texture. Here's a shadow that comes down right to our strap. You can definitely see there's like a shoulder of a person riding here. So I don't know what happens to this strap if it, I'm just gonna pretend that that's where it ends, I guess. And then I'm gonna start to get in some of these lights and darks, mostly lights over through here. I guess I gotta do that buckle, huh? Okay, so this is the strap that comes through, and then that front edge of the buckle itself. It's got a serious like angle to it here. So my buckle here is a little bit off. It's not exactly the right size, but remember, we just use these pictures as inspiration. If ours end up a little bit different, that is not a big deal. These are our inspiration. Not sure what we're gonna do on Monday. I'm thinking maybe we'll go back to our watercolors. They're always so fun. Big shadow underneath here. All right. Let's try to be kind to each other out there, guys. Just like while I'm thinking about it, it's just like, man, we gotta be civil to each other, even if we disagree. Let's try to be civil. Let's not let the fanatics spoil it for all of us just normal people who just want things to be just want things to flow smooth. Don't want anybody to be discriminated against. Don't want anybody to do anything they don't want to do. But let's like be considerate of each other. It's the main thing we got to do. This is not a time to be selfish. This is a time to be generous. Let's help each other out. Try to find the darker areas here. Oh yeah, the whole front side of this guy's neck is pretty dark. A little light edge. Yeah, feeling pretty good about this. Hope yours is turning out pretty well. I hope you'll, maybe send me a picture. Let me know how you did. So glad you guys joined me. I was worried nobody came for a while. And I thought I was just going to be doing it to an empty Facebook Live event, but I appreciate you guys being here. I just feel like the eye is not quite right. Let's see if I can fix it. Maybe that's a little better. All right. An hour just went by in a blink for me. That was amazing. I feel pretty good about that. I hope your horse turned out pretty well too. Sorry that Zora was not joining us today, but hopefully she'll be with us on Monday. Let me just flip things around here and say a proper goodbye to everybody. Thanks so much for being here, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for helping make the world a little more beautiful with your wonderful artwork. I'll see you on Monday. We'll do some watercolors. And if you have any cool images, send my way. Have yourself a wonderful end of the week. Bye-bye.